The National Association of Black Women in Construction was created to give a voice to the unique challenges faced by African American females in the industry. The organization provides economic, educational, and social opportunities for its members. Next month, the Detroit chapter will highlight the importance of partnerships at its first annual Building Sustainable Communities event. Here to tell us more is the Detroit president, Tylene Henry. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So there's no surprise, I guess, in the idea that African Americans need different and sort of more robust support structures in lots of industries.
Absolutely.
But I think when you say black women in construction, you probably still get some strange looks from some people who are like, oh, I didn't quite know that black women were doing that in large numbers. So talk about how large that presence is.
It's very large. It's here in the Metro Detroit area. Our membership is, somewhere a little bit under 100 members, but we're looking at not just individuals, but we're talking about businesses.
Sure.
So these are women that are employing returning citizens, employing youth and folks in our community that have a skilled trade.
Yeah.
Whether that be carpentry, whether it be cement, whether it be drywall refinishing. We have women that are building major expressways and roads.
Yeah.
So it's a very wide presence. And I think what's really important to understand is that we've been building since the beginning of time. And so, you think of construction as something physical, but it's also something that we have to do from an internal and mental standpoint.
Huh. So yeah, talk a little more about what you mean by that.
Absolutely. So when we talk about building communities, we're really talking about making sure that we are acknowledging the wealth and the resources that we have in the communities. The physical structures may appear to be impoverished, but there is so much value there. And we do that by being in some of the schools and speaking with some of the students about the opportunities that they have. And that's just not here in Detroit, but that's on a national level that we are, getting into school districts, helping them understand the different careers in the trades, understanding how STEM can turn into a viable and excellent living in which you're not only building a business, but you can build your community.
Yeah.
You can provide jobs.
Yeah. Talk about the kind of special support structures that you feel like we still need to make sure are there to support black women who work in construction.
Absolutely. So advocacy is so important. Whether it's connecting our members with folks in the SBA that can help them with their business development, connecting them with access to capital, making sure they're aware of various procurement events that happen around, Metro Detroit and all around Michigan. Those resources are out there, but a lot of times when you're in a business and you're working, grinding day to day, you're building within your community, you don't always have the opportunity to take a look up and see that, hey, Goldman Sachs has an excellent program, that if I get into this program, it can take my business to the next level.
Yeah.
And the key piece with our members and the people who are drawn to our organization is that we're looking at not just taking ourselves up, we're looking at bringing up our communities.
Pulling people behind and
absolutely
how important that always is. Talk about the current landscape in Detroit for black women in construction. I mean, we've got all this building going on. I mean, it really is a boom that we're experiencing. But of course, we're seeing it unfold a little bit unevenly, I think, in terms of who's able to participate, who's benefiting. Is that also true for black women?
That's what I'm seeing. But I will tell you that I'm very encouraged, very excited about the opportunities to come. And when we talk about those resources and those gaps, quite often you need to have certain licenses. You have to have certain certifications to really be considered. There's certain documents that you need to have in place. And so we have all of this talent, we have all of this experience, but there are, some smaller businesses that they need to just get those finishing touches so that they can really compete. And so that's what we help them to be able to do.
Yeah.
And you kind of talked about kind of the disparity in opportunities. And so often we look at the city and we see all these great things happening in the big buildings coming up, but there's a lot of projects that people can have access to that may not be the large, 20-story building, right? There's opportunities within communities to do landscaping. There's opportunities within communities to help with some of the water lines that are going on. So really just helping people identify, where is their area of expertise and competency, and how do we connect them with those opportunities so that they can be successful and be positioned to grow.
Yeah. Let's talk about your event, the upcoming event.
Yeah.
What will people get from this?
Absolutely. So our special guest is Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, and we're really excited to have her to join us. Over the past few years that I've had an opportunity to get to know a little bit more about her work and kind of her what's driving her. We love that she's advocating for fair wages for women. We love that she's advocating for, making sure that we can have clean water for our students in schools across America, making sure that they're not being poisoned by their water. And we love that she's advocating for small businesses. And so the opportunity by coming there is not only that you're going to be connected with, folks that are making decisions today that are not just going to impact us, but our children for the next, 3, 5, 10, 20 years. And we think it's important that folks that are in leadership in communities, Black Club leaders, people that are developing within the community can connect with the folks that are making the decisions. And that the folks making the decisions can see the success that's happening within our communities, that people are gathering together, they're getting on one accord, putting plans in place and executing them, and there's progress happening. And how do we reach out to the next community and the next community to ensure that they are aware of those resources as well?
Yeah, well, that sounds like a really wonderful opportunity.
So excited about it.
Yeah, okay, well, good luck with that.
Thank
and
you.
Thanks very much for being here with us.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah.